Hey, I'm back. You should have warmed up by now. We are now on part 2, which is character design, where the main focus is on learning how to draw a middle-aged cartoon man. We are now going to utilize the construction image that I spoke about before. Hopefully you printed it out. If not, I recommend about 5 copies. So, if you have not yet watched the construction image lecture, I recommend that you do. Basically, the construction image is part of the Draw 8 method, which helps you to draw quicker and better. The construction image in this lecture is showing you the core shapes that are used to construct this character with. The order of shapes is an important piece of information that you need to understand. So normally I start off with the head, second I draw on the torso, and last I add the arms and legs. So once you've placed the shapes in the correct place, you can finally add the detail, which is what I will be drawing today. So the idea behind this way of teaching is that when you begin to learn how to draw, you need specific examples to kickstart the drawing with. And these examples need to be drawn the correct way. And if you get stuck, please refer back to the construction image lecture if you're not sure what to do, or even hit me up on my Facebook group. Okay. First things first, let's warm up by drawing the main shapes of the character in 30-second gesture poses. This is a really great way to get your hand-eye coordination working well and learning how the main shapes work together. Another thing to consider is when you add arms and legs to your character, it's all about the wires or the bones. Give this a go for about 3 to 5 minutes or until you want to poke your eyes out with needles. And that was just a joke. Warm-ups are fun, trust me. Another thing to look out for are proportions, which means getting your shapes the correct size as shown in this example. So what you also need to consider here is how many heads fit within the torso. The height of this character is 4.5 heads high. So pretty much every time you draw this character, in the back of your mind you are thinking that this character should be at least 4.5 heads high. And also don't get too strung out on this right now, as it is something that you'll learn over time. However, there will also be a pretty solid episode focusing on this drawing principle. Okay, let's move on. All you need to do now is watch, learn, and copy. I'm going to begin this character by starting off with the head, by drawing in the detail. I'll start by sketching in the ear and drawing around the head, adding in the hair, and then the outline of the face. The next step is to sketch in your eyeballs that sit on our guidelines. If you take a closer look, you can see that there is a space to fit another eyeball in the forehead area. This will help you to get the shapes the correct size and in the right place. And you could probably fit another 1.5 in the space between the ear and left eye. So now, using the guidelines, I've just added in a few more details such as the eyebrows, the nose, and the mouth. And I also needed to define the shape of his big fat chin, which can also be used as the outline of his jaw. And now we can touch up the shadow underneath his face with a super flat edge of your pencil. After all these shenanigans, it's now time to put some sexy man clothes on him. I'll begin by sketching in lightly the collar and then start to work around the outline of his right arm, or left, depending on how you look at it. So the next step is to begin to add minor detail of the cuff of his shirt, add more definition to the hand, and strategic placement of the collar. Okay, it is here that you can then begin scanning the entire body to look for things that you have missed or you think you can add more detail to. You can see that I've added some more shadow to the inside of the collar, which will give the illusion of depth. So we have come to the end of this character tutorial, but before I sign off, I'm going to add one more touch by drawing in some shadow that will help it give it a more three-dimensional feel. So there you have it, one fat middle-aged man. Now guess what? It's your turn. Feel free to post your drawing on my Facebook group and I will review it. Next up, facial expressions.